This is the story of Rome. Before the armies, before the empire, there was a story older than Rome itself, a story whispered across generations of gods and fate and blood. It begins with a king, the king of a small kingdom called Alba Longa. His name was Numitor. But ambition, like a weed, took root in his brother's heart, and the brother's name was Romulus. And so he made a plan and took the throne by force, and the rightful King Numitor was cast down. And as for his daughter, Rhea Silvia, by order of the usurper king, she was made a Vestal Virgin, a priestess of the goddess of hearth and home. She was bound by a sacred oath, forbidden to marry, forbidden to bear children. But the gods do not obey mortal laws. From Mars, the god of war, she bore twins, Romulus and Remus, and their birth was a threat to the usurper king. So when the children were but babes, they were taken from her, placed in a basket and cast upon the river Tiber, left to die. But fate had chosen them. The river did not claim them. A she-wolf, drawn by their cries, found them beneath the fig tree of the Palatine Hill. Under her care, they survived, nurtured by the wild. Later discovered by a shepherd, Faustulus, and his wife, raised as their own, the boys grew strong, fearless, destined for greatness. Then as they came of age, they learned of their true birthright. And so they did what any normal, sane people would do. They marched on the city. They overthrew the tyrant who had stolen their birthright and murdered their father. They ruled side by side as kings of Alba Longa. But it was not enough. The brothers dreamed of something more, a city of their own, a city born from the hills, from the river, from the wild, a city that would endure for eternity. But ambition is a dangerous flame. It can light great fires, but it can also burn everything to ash. And a bitter quarrel broke out between the brothers over walls, over omens, over pride, on that fateful day. When the quarrel could not be mended, brother turned against brother. In the end, Romulus stood alone on the field of Mars, bathed in the light of the setting sun. And he laid the first stones of the city that would bear his name, Rome. He drew the sacred boundary around the Palatine Hill. He became the first king. From his name came Rome. It was the year they call 753 before Christ. The first year of what would one day become an empire, the Roman Empire. Year 0. The legend begins.